All right, what's going on, guys? I'm obviously not in my shed today, as you can see, but I wanted to come out here and, well, I was already at the beach, so I wanted to record a video here because obviously it's very nice. But yeah, I want to talk about what we can learn from the ocean in regards to consistency. Um, I don't know if you can see behind me, but the waves today are pretty big. I might get splashed here, I'm not sure. We're going to find out. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the ocean in regards to consistency because if you think about it, that's a huge wave. I think you guys can see that. Anyway, if you think about it, the ocean is just a bunch of droplets of water, right? We think of the ocean as this grand, powerful, beautiful thing, and it is a grand, powerful, beautiful thing. But what is it really? Just droplets of water. That's all it is at the end of the day. It's just like 50 billion I'm really scared I'm gonna get splashed. Anyway, it's like 50 billion infinity droplets of water, right? And you can relate that to consistency because, you know, to have a good physique. Oh, I might actually take my shirt off while I'm doing this video. Oh. Because to have a good physique, you know, you have to go to the gym every single day. And going to the gym once isn't going to make a difference. Just like having one droplet of water isn't going to make a difference to anything, right? But when you go to the gym a million times, or you have, you know, a million droplets of water, you get this, right? This thing behind me. Powerful, strong, beautiful, and something to admire, right? It's just like, not even just the gym. It's like any action in life. Any action in life, you do the steps towards it every day. And the singular steps towards it every day don't really feel like they're doing much. They seem insignificant. They don't seem that powerful. But at the end, you get the final picture, like, you know, finish your degree, or have a good physique, or save up a lot of money, or build a nice family, whatever it is, right? And yeah, so I think that's how consistency can really relate to the ocean. And another thing, do you think that if you had taken, you know, droplets of water and dropped them into a glass and kept doing it, do you ever think that you would have imagined that this is what you created? I don't think so. I think if somebody came into the ocean and it was an empty bowl of dust and they started putting droplets of water into the sand, they never would have imagined that this is what it would create, right? So I think that's the beauty of action. Taking a small action every day will compound over time. You know, you get this large result, and it might not end up being what you thought it was going to be at the start, but no matter what it is, it's going to be a beautiful, powerful, strong thing, like the ocean behind me. I think that's really important. Another thing we can take away from the ocean is if we reverse that, okay? So, I mean, look at it, right? It's massive. You can't see the end. The horizon falls off the end there. And I think it reminds us all of how insignificant we are, right? Because, you know, this is all I can see, right? And it's all just ocean. But think about how big the world is. This is a tiny, tiny amount of the ocean. So think about how large the world is, right? And then the world is in this galaxy where you can't even see. Like, this will probably be the Earth in comparison to the galaxy, as this part of the ocean is the comparison to the whole ocean, right? So it's massive. It's incredibly large. You can't imagine how large it is. All you can do is look with your eyes at the ocean and, like, kind of try and make a metaphor. But the whole galaxy is enormous, and on the time frame that we're living, we are nothing in significance to anything, right? We live here for 80 years or 90 years, maybe 100 years if you're lucky, 110, and that's it. But how long do you think the universe has been around for? I don't know. No one knows really. Like, you can theorize it with science, but it's at least a fucking 1 trillion billion infinity million years. Just like your lifespan is like one droplet in comparison to the whole ocean, except it's probably even less. It's probably even the whole time the universe has been alive is probably been longer than one drop of water in the whole ocean, right? But my point is, your life is insignificant, right? Not in a bad way, to that you're meaningless or nothing about you matters, but in the way that you know, nothing does matter, and it gives you freedom. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to abide by rules that people are setting to you, or live by societal standards that people are telling you to do. You don't have to go get the job that your parents want you to get. Just do whatever you want to do, because at the end of the day, you only have one life, and the significance of your life is nothing. Like, you are a finger snap in the universe's timeline, right? Nothing. So when you die at the end of the day, do you want to die regretting that you lived a life for other people and that you never really saw out your true potential? Or do you want to live a life where you say to yourself, I did it my way, I gave it my all, and this is the result I got, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm really scared I'm going to get splashed. At the end of the day, you will die. Like, think about that. You really have to consider that. You will die, right? So think in your head and close your eyes, right? And I'm going to do it too. And close your eyes and imagine you're 80 or 90 years old and you're sitting on your bed in your hospital and your wife is there next to you. She's still alive, luckily, because she was younger than you, maybe a little bit. She's holding your hand. She's saying how much she loves you, and you can see the tears in her eyes. And you realize it's all coming to an end. It's all coming to an end, And you close your eyes and you start to fade away. You start to fade away and you realize, oh my God, this is it. I'm dying. This is the end. But then all of a sudden, somebody comes to you, something walks up to you in the darkness and snaps its fingers, and bang, and you're back here. What would you do differently if you knew that you were going to die? Because you will die. I think I don't think my words are really coming across as well as I'd like them to. But yeah, my point is, you will die. Everyone will die. Everyone you ever worried about thinking, what are they thinking of you? They're going to die too. Everyone's going to die. So nothing really matters in the end. So you need to live your life the way that you want to live it, and truly from your own heart. Yeah, sorry if what I'm saying doesn't really make much sense. I'm trying not to get splashed right now, and I'm a bit socially, I got a bit of social anxiety right now, even though there's no one around me, but there's people parking their cars down on the beach, and I can see the cars, so that means they can see me. Even though they're probably not looking at me or probably don't care, I still get that social anxiety, right? So everything I'm saying, it's not like I'm some perfect person, but this is what I'm trying to learn, and what I'm trying to realize, and what I'm trying to understand, and what I'm trying to share to other people. Because even if you can't fully remove social anxiety and the fear of what people think of you, you can at least remove enough of it so that you can take one small action against that limiting belief. And this comes back to the limiting beliefs thing, right? And that's how you would conquer a limiting belief. My limiting belief might be, oh, I can't do this because I'm scared of what people are going to think. Okay, that's fine. Like, for example, I can't film in public because I'm scared of what people are going to think. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't mean you have to go to the middle of your city if you're in Sydney, like CBD or something, and stand there with a tripod on peak Saturday night when everyone's walking around and start filming, right? Because that's one extreme version of it. But you can, for example, come to a public area. This is a public beach. People can come here if they want. People can kind of see me in the distance. I'm kind of in public. I'm not really in public, but I'm kind of in public, and start filming, right? And people can't, I don't think people can see the camera, and they probably can't see them holding a microphone. Basically, probably no one cares about what I'm doing right now. But my point is, I care a little bit, and I kind of think they are looking at me a little bit, but from a very far distance, right? So I'm taking a little baby step in the direction against my limiting belief. Not some crazy, hurrah, and going to the middle of 1,000 people and start recording, right? But it's a tiny, small action in the opposite way of what the limiting belief is. And that's how you break it. That's how you start to break your limiting beliefs. Because I'm going to do this video, I'm going to record it, I'm going to drive home afterwards or whatever. And then I'm going to be like, oh, see, no one cared. Even though no one was really watching, but still, I'm going to think, oh, no one cared. Oh, I can do a little bit better next time. So next time, maybe I'll record in a place where there's a bit more people, and then a bit more people. And you just keep taking steps every single time towards that goal. And then bang, and then by the end of it, you'll be able to record in front of a crowd. And that ties all the way back to what I was saying at the start of the droplet of water in the ocean. One little action against your limiting belief, one little droplet. It doesn't seem like much at the start, but once you keep going every day, and you keep taking those actions every day, then it expands into a massive thing, and you change your limiting belief. You get a new result. You build the thing you were trying to build. And yeah, so that's my video for today. There's going to be a cut about 3 minutes into the video because I stood up because I was worried I was going to get splashed, but I sat back down, so that was why there was a cut. Otherwise, there's not supposed to be cuts in this. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed that one. Hopefully you can see the water behind me. It looks very nice. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.